Thank you, guys. All right, everyone. Welcome to the part seven of uh, SAP Automation with UiPath webinar series on UiPath community. Uh, Feel free to join the Delhi NCR community page on UiPath community, where you can get the latest updates for all the upcoming sessions. And you can also join the WhatsApp group uh, for Delhi NCR meetup, where we discuss for the next in-person events that is hosted or any webinars. And you can also get a chance to connect with other community members easily. Feel free to join this if you are not already a part of this group. Moving ahead with today's topic. Today's topic for SAP automation is we will be covering top 10 SAP use cases across the different modules of SAP, which will include FI, Finance, MMSD, Basis, and PP. Uh, so we'll deep dive into what are the use cases which we can for which we can create an automation and how we can quickly get started with the development, or what are the blogs or other materials on the online portals that can really help us to quickly get started. All right. Talking about myself, my name is Umesh Dutt Sharma, today's speaker for this session. I am currently working as a RPA tech lead and solution architect with the Silicon Partners INC, Noida. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any queries around uh, any SAP automation specific queries, or any uh, query around UiPath, or if you want to collaborate on webinars or any community events, you can connect me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. All right. Talking about agenda slide for today's session. So we will get started with the introduction of different SAP modules and what are the automation opportunities we have on different modules. And then we will cover the top 10 SAP automation use cases. So the list that we have prepared is something based on our experiences and the processes that we have automated around SAP. Uh, it is in a random order basically, so it's not like the first one will be the top one. But yeah, definitely the based on like our experiences, what we have found, what we have automated for different customers, we will cover the top 10 SAP automation use cases for you. And this will also give you an idea on what can be automated and what solutions are already available in the marketplace, which we can leverage to speed up the development process. Then we will cover the best practices and tips for successful automation. This is where we will also cover some of the solution accelerators which are available. We discussed about the same in the previous session as well. Uh, and then we'll also cover some blogs for successful automation implementation. Right. And then we'll cover the details on upcoming webinars and training sessions. Um, so this is the seventh part of SAP automation with UiPath series. We have one more session coming up, which will be in person. Host will be hosted at Noida location at the Silicon Partners office, and there you will get exclusive access to do some practical exercises on SAP automation, and you will get a chance to connect with SAP experts and experts from the automation industry, and discuss your queries with them. And then at last, you will have a Q&A session. Right. So talking about the introduction to SAP modules, uh, so the majority of the automation areas will we will discuss around FI, which is finance, and then talking about the finance or FI module or SAP. So it deals with majorly with the financial or accounting part of uh, the work. in an organization, right? And when we talk about financing and accounting, the key use cases includes invoice processing, which is one of the best use case for uh, automation for SAP, and then reconciliation, financial statement generation, month-end processes, right? And these are some of the other use cases which can really help businesses to uh, improve the accuracy and get the uh, automation created very quickly. And then talking about the SAP module, which is materials management. So this deals with the inventory and procurement management process in an organization. So if you are aware about this, if you know someone who is working on they basically deal with the inventory part mostly, right? And the use cases around this module includes automating the purchase order and stock level monitoring, where the purchase orders being created and then sent out to the vendors, right? So this is also one of the uh, very good area where the automation can be implemented. Talking about SAP PP, which is production planning. Again, there are numerous automation use cases which can really help the business team to minimize the errors and then improve the accuracy that they are working on. PP basically deals with the production. By production, we mean where uh, the items, whether what are the different items that are being, I would say, manufactured or created, I would say, and capacity planning, what's coming, what's going out, and all of that, right? So it's basically about so the automation, the use cases around this will be like the capacity planning, and we will also cover this in one of the use case that we have. Talking about the other modules, SAP Basis. So SAP Basis usually deals with the administrative and maintenance part of SAP, where the servers and systems are being monitored and maintained by the Basis team. And the top use cases around SAP Basis would be the migration that they have to do, right? It's a very long process, migrating from the legacy to S/4HANA or RISE, right? And the others are within the usual activity the basis team do is they take the backup and restore of systems. They also do monitoring of the systems daily, right? So there are a lot of automation use cases around basis module as well. Talking about SAP SD, SAP SD is about sales and distribution, where the order processing, the pricing, and delivery tracking is done. And we will cover some scenarios around SD as well, around which we have also worked and created some very useful automation for businesses. Uh, SAP HCM, SAP Human Capital Management. This is nothing but SAP Success Factors, or in other terms, SAP HXM is also quite similar. So SAP has SAP Success Factors as a HCM tool, and this is used to do the processes like the payroll on onboarding and offboarding of the employees, performance management, or all of that. We covered success factors automation in our previous session, and today we will be covering a few of the automation use cases around SAP success factors as well. So these are just a few of the modules that we will be covering, but there are a lot of other modules of SAP where the automation opportunities are present. But in this session, we will be mainly focusing on the major modules, I would say, which are generally used across the organizations. All right, talking about the top 10 SAP use cases. So the first on the list is invoice processing automation. So you might have heard about this process a lot in your organization, or maybe on the webinars or on UiPath or around business terms, right? So invoice processing is something which most of the organization does, and it's a part of finance module. Uh, so to quickly get started with the invoice processing automation, UiPath provide solution accelerators for SAP specific process, which for invoice processing. And we covered, I guess, two-way match process in our previous sessions. But we'll also give you a walkthrough of these two accelerators. If you This is one of the best use case of SAP automation, and since the solution accelerator is already available, you can quickly get started with the development, and it will also reduce the development efforts, and it follows the best practices as well. So as you can see, this is the solution accelerator available at the UiPath marketplace, right? And we can go through the summary and the overview of this. So it's a very, very useful, very generic use case for automation around SAP. And if you need any help with this, if you have any queries how to implement this, you can reach out to us on LinkedIn, and we'll be happy to help you. And we are very sure that this solution accelerator will help you a lot in your development time, to reduce the development time, and it also enhance the accuracy as well, following the best practices. Then similarly, the other solution accelerator that is available is for three-way match. This is again, so invoice processing has different methods, I would say. So the in two-way match, uh, the matching happens usually between invoice and the purchase order which was created. But in three-way match, the ma- the matching happens with three different documents, including invoices, purchase orders, and receipts. And this also helps in checking the quantities and the prices in the inventory, so that everything is matching, as well as what was there in the purchase order is exactly matching with what was delivered and invoiced. So three-way matches. So we have solution accelerator for both the processes, depending on what process any business organization is using. You can leverage any one of the two solution accelerators for this. Right. Talking about the second use case, so this is about SAP HCM, which is SAP Success Factors, and one of the top use case around SAP Success Factors is employee onboarding. And this is something which I guess most of the organizations already use as a automation use case. And this process can this use case can definitely help the organizations to save a lot of time to onboard new resources, or maybe offboard, right? And then also provide required access and roles in an automated way, where very minimum human intervention is required. um, in this, you can use, or you can leverage the out-of-the-box UiPath SuccessFactors activity package in Studio to automate this process. So this package have a few set of activities. As you can see, get record, execute function, insert record, update record, delete, and search. So you can use these set of activities to automate your SAP SuccessFactors processes. So this uses APIs in the background, so it's relatively faster and robust. And anything that needs to be done outside of this can be automated using GUI as well. Um, Also, a thing to note is SAP SuccessFactors Onboarding 1.0. This is one of the version from SAP for their HCM platform. So it will reach end of life in 2026. So SAP suggests customers to migrate from onboarding 1.0 to 2.0 soon. And we have a solution built around this for migration as well, from SuccessFactors Onboarding 1.0 to 2.0. So, right. So this is again on SAP SuccessFactors. So this tool was built using UiPath robots only, using UiPath platform. and you can watch the demo as well, how the migration can happen for SAP SuccessFactors onboarding. All right, talking about the third use case. So this is SAP. This is this deals with SAP SD, which is sales and distribution, which we discussed earlier, and the process is sales order management, right, which is a part of order to cash process. So a sales order management basically helps to create the sales order in SAP, and there are different ways of creating the sales order through the scratch or through a reference sales order number. And this process can be automated using UiPath or any other automation tools very easily. Uh, so there is a blog available at UiPath portal, which can help you to get more understanding about how sales order automation can be done quickly, and then how it can help you develop the sales order processing automation using UiPath. This is the third one in the list. The fourth one is SAP S4 HANA migration. So this it's a one-time process, but it takes a lot of time to migrate from a legacy SAP system to S4 HANA. Um, so it takes, I guess, around months to do this task, and this task can be automated using UiPath robots, and where a lot of time can be saved, repetitive steps that needs to be taken place, and the dependencies uh, and the human intervention that is required at each step, right, can be minimized using S4 HANA migration automation. So if you're aware about SAP S4 HANA or ECC, you must be aware that the SAP ECC is the legacy or the older version of SAP. S4 HANA and RISE is something which is new, and SAP recommends customers to migrate from ECC or legacy system to S4 HANA and RISE, right? And this is where uh, an automation around this process can really help to speed up the process and reduce the human error, and to complete this migration in no time, right? And there are a lot of steps involved at different steps in SAP S4 HANA migration. And the solution that we are going to just show is a really great example of this use case. So we have already built a lot of automations around SAP, and this is one of the tool that we have created, which is known as AutoMig. It's for auto migration, and it helps to migrate from legacy systems to SAP S4 HANA and RISE as well, with very minimum effort. The bots are doing most of the work by itself, and there are a lot of time saving and cost saving as well for cutover to production. So this is really one of the use case that industries are looking into, and you can definitely create automation around SAP S4 HANA migration. The fifth in the list is SAP module, where the PO creation process, where the purchase orders are being created manually. Let's suppose the automation can be applied in and procurement module for automated PO creation, which can which is which involves reading the document details from emails, customer documents or spreadsheets, right? And then extract the data from it and populate in the SAP, right? So this is again one of the use case where automation can be applied. We have applied a lot of we have automated a lot of PO creation processes for different customers. So again, as this process is a little complex, it's similar to the invoice processing, where the invoices are created in the system. So communication mining and other AI capabilities of UiPath is definitely helpful to automate such processes, and it can really enhance the overall quality of the process. and the overall time taken by the by someone manually can be it can be done within few minutes through the bot. So again, I think this is one of the very useful case of SAP automation. The next use case that we have is around SAP Basis. So since we already discussed that SAP Basis team does the refresh of the system or backup and restore, daily monitoring of the systems and migration and all of that, right? So there are a lot of opportunities on that side, but we believe that daily system monitoring is something which happens daily in all the organizations. All the basis team members they might be able to relate that uh, this is something which consumes a lot of their time to do the system monitoring. But having built a bot, having built a dashboard using UiPath apps can really help save them a lot of time of doing the manual monitoring of all the systems in the organization. Right, and when we talk about the system monitoring, it can include the health check, system health check, the database monitoring, job monitoring, uh, server monitoring, and all of that. Right, so everything is possible through UiPath Studio. We can create a bot to check the health status of different systems, and it can create a report for us. It can create a dashboard for us on UiPath apps where the team basis team can just simply go and check whether there are any issues or not. And if there are any issues, the bot can trigger an email as well to notify to this basis team. Right. So again, I think this is one of the major area for automation around SAP basis module. Next is SAP MM and finance. So one of the process which really helps to uh, customers basically to save a lot of money and time, right? Which is GRIR, also known as good receipt invoice receipt process. And we have automated this process for a lot of customers, and we have seen a great value in this process. And there is also a solution accelerator available for this process as well at your path marketplace, which can be leveraged by the which you can leverage to reduce the development efforts, and it follows the best practices. And this again, the solution was built in partnership with UiPath and Silicon Partners. So you will definitely uh, see that there is a lot of value in it, and it becomes really easy to automate this particular process with the use of solution accelerator, and as well as the other accelerators that we just saw. All right. Other is the next is SAP SD, sales and distribution module. One of the process which can be automated very easily and have a lot of value in it is tracking outbound delivery, where we can create an automation around tracking the delivery process, what's going out, whether it has reached the destination or not, or whether how much time it is taking, if there is any delay in this, or so you can do the real time status tracking using APIs on the third party that do the shipment, right? So a lot of integration can be done around this using APIs, and so this also integrate with the SAP logistics module. And but again, this is one of the very useful use case for automation. We have seen that in enhances a lot of efficiency, and it gives a real-time visibility to the customers to see where their packages are, and how much time it is taking, where it is getting delayed, for which reason they see a lot of delay, right? So all those areas can be improved if this process is automated. The next on the list is SAP PP module, which is also known as production planning. And one of the use case around PP is automated capacity planning, right? And when we talk about capacity planning, right, so it basically um, automates what's if any new order comes, right, it basically check whether everything is available or not. And if not, it can just create, it can send a notification, it can create a report for this for so just to make sure that everything is available, everything is there in the production, and then it can also help you to know, I mean, what's in demand and what's not in demand, right? And that can help you to simplify your planning in your organization. So again, I think this is one of the very good use case around SAP production, SAP PP module. The last on the list is SAP, uh, again SAP PP, and the process is managing the bill of materials or BOM in short. So again, if you're aware with the production planning, you will be able to relate that uh, the BOM process basically can be automated, and it has a lot of value in it, where uh, the MM module basically and SC modules is also integrated in another way, but and basically this process also bring a lot of value to the organization. So these this SAP use cases that we have just covered, right? So these are the use cases where we have created a lot of automations, and we have seen the value in these processes for our customers. And if you have any queries, right, you can reach out to us. If you want to know anything specific about any of these processes, you can feel free to reach out. You can ask your questions on the chat as well. We'll be answering your questions just to understand about any of the modules that you have query about. Talking about SAP automation use cases from other modules or other areas of SAP. And these are the automation potential areas within SAP, which includes all the SAP applications, including SAP Concur, SAP S/4HANA, SuccessFactors, Hybris, SAP Ariba. So, so a lot of processes around all these modules or applications, I would say. Uh, so in finance, I think we already covered the entry or invoice processing. In HR, we covered the onboarding part. So these the areas, the use cases that we covered are um, available here as well. If you see that PO management, sales order entry, in sales, SD, and I think shipping documentation, return processing, or so this was in manufacturing and supply chain. So we covered a lot of use cases in our top 10 use cases. And if you want to know about what are the different other or what are the other use cases where automation can be applied, you can this slide or this list of processes can really help you to understand based on where you see the value for these processes in the organizations for where you can recommend your team with what can be automated and they can have a look at those processes, right? Um, Talking about the SAP automation with UiPath series, so we already covered SAP GUI automation, SAP OData, RFC BAPI, SAP SuccessFactors automation, SAP Fury automation, SAP test automation, how to leverage UiPath solution accelerators to speed up the development process. And today's session is focusing on SAP use cases where automation can be applied. So this sums up the webinar series that we had for online events. Then last session that we have is on September 21st, where we are having an in-person meetup at Noida location at the Silicon Partners office, where participants for all community members will get the chance to connect with SAP experts and automation experts to discuss any ideas, any queries that they might have, as well as they will get an exclusive access to do some practical hands-on exercises with temporary access on your own machine, on your own laptop, and under the guidance of the experts around SAP automation. So feel free to register for this upcoming event. We will be sharing the link with you on the chat where you can register yourself if you are in the Delhi NCR region. uh, if, if it is possible for you to join from other location, if you can plan to come for this event from a different location, we're really happy to see you there, and we look forward to connect with the community members, the fellow members from the community, and discuss more about SAP automation and help them. Right. So, just want to thank all the trainers as well who have been amazing throughout this series. Deepak Nagru, Monica Yadav, guys. If you want to introduce, or maybe if you want to thank or share your feedback with the participants here, I think that will be really great. If you're already if you have already joined this session as a participant. Otherwise, you can feel free to reach out to them on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn profiles have already been shared in the chat. You can connect with them, and you will also get a chance to meet each trainers, each experts from SAP Automation, and at in-person event. So thank you to all the trainers, and we look forward to have continued support and participation from the other members as well. And if you would like to contribute to the community, if you want to be a speaker, or if you want to have sessions, right, you can reach out to myself and Faiz, and uh, we can host a session. We can host a session for you as well, right? So that's about today's session. Any questions from the team or the participants? We'll be happy to answer. All right. So I think there's a question that is it possible to have a live demo of the automation? Um, can you tell us more about which automation or which process you want to have a live demo? We have a list of a lot of live demo or recordings available where we can share a link with you for any specific use case that you might have. Yes, all the recordings of the sessions will be available on the UiPath community YouTube channel, and it will also be available on the UiPath community Delhi NCR chapter events where you have registered for these events, right? You will get, where you have RSVP'd for these sessions. You will also get the YouTube link, the video recording available on the same page in coming days. And Faiz has just shared the YouTube URL, which you can refer for the recordings. So these recordings will be available on YouTube channel very soon. So I think this will help you to go back to the previous sessions recording and then understand more about SAP automation around different applications. Any more questions? Thank you, Tushar, for the session. Anyone from the participants want to share their feedback or want to uh, share their thoughts? If something can be improved, will welcome all the feedback and look forward to your continuous support.
And you all are very welcome to join the in-person event as well. And if you have any questions, you can join in-person event and we can answer your question. And the industry expert all will also be there to answer your questions. But again, thank you so much everyone to make this session wonderful. This was completed because of you only.
Thank you everyone for joining this webinar. And we'll keep having more sessions around SAP, and you will be keep we'll keep you posted on the WhatsApp group and the UiPath community page for upcoming sessions as well. Thank you so much for your participation and support.
Thank you, Mish. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.